When it comes to the glitz and glam of Hollywood, most people only see the red carpets, designer gowns, and million-dollar paychecks. But behind the scenes, some actors are literally bleeding for their craft. From broken bones and concussions to life-threatening injuries and muscles pulled in places we didn't even know existed. Yes, really. These stars put their bodies on the line in the name of entertainment. Whether it was a brutal stunt gone wrong or a fight scene that got a little too real, these moments prove that being a Hollywood hero can come with a very real cost. Buckle up. These are the actors who actually got hurt on set, and the wild stories behind their injuries will make your jaw drop. Jim Caviezel suffered multiple injuries while filming The Passion of the Christ. Jim Caviezel had a life-threatening experience while shooting The Passion of the Christ. While filming a scene, both Caviezel and assistant director John Michelini were struck by lightning. In addition to the lightning strike, he sustained other injuries during production, including a deep gash on his back from an accidental whip strike, dislocating a shoulder while carrying a cross, and suffering from pneumonia and hypothermia from hanging mostly naked on a cross for hours. He also had to have 2 open-heart surgeries after filming Wrapped. Despite the physical toll, he expressed no regrets about his involvement in the film, and he is set to reprise his role as Jesus in the sequel. Adrien Brody broke his nose while filming a fight scene in Summer of Sam, but continued filming. Adrien Brody once continued filming a fight scene despite sustaining a broken nose while filming a scene for Spike Lee's 1999 film Summer of Sam. In the film, he played a punk rocker named Richie, and during the filming of a scene in which his character is beaten up by a group of people, he accidentally got hit in the face and broke his nose. Despite the injury, Brody was able to finish the scene, and the movie was released to critical acclaim. Famke Janssen didn't tell anyone about her injury while filming GoldenEye. Famke Janssen got injured while filming a fight scene with Pierce Brosnan in the James Bond movie GoldenEye. During the fight in the spa, she insisted that the stunts be as realistic as possible. She said, "Pierce was throwing me up against the wall, and I said to Pierce, 'Don't worry about it. Just throw me real hard, because I don't want to act on it too much. It's gonna look fake, and I don't want it to look fake. So just do it.'" As a result, Brosnan accidentally broke one of her ribs. Janssen stated that she waited to disclose her broken rib to anyone until the movie's production was complete, as she wanted to avoid creating any problems on the set. Michelle Yeoh tore her ACL while filming a rooftop stunt in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. In Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Michelle Yeoh actually performed some of her own stunts. In one of them, she was running across rooftops for an action scene. This stunt led to a torn ACL, and she needed to get surgery for the injury. Jared Padalecki broke a bone on Supernatural and had multiple injuries on set. The set of Supernatural was a dangerous place. In 2006, Jared Padalecki sustained an injury on set that producers later had to incorporate into the show's plot. As producer Eric Kripke told TV Guide, Padalecki was working on Season 2, Episode 3 Bloodlust when his character was attacked by vampires. Falling backward, he landed awkwardly on his hand, breaking a bone. From Episode 5 to 11, he wore a cast both on-screen and off, and his surgery occurred while Episode 6 was in progress. That wasn't his only injury during the show's run, though. He also sustained a dislocated shoulder while messing around with his co-star Osric Chow. That incident, however, happened much later in 2014. Then, again in 2014, Jensen Ackles accidentally stabbed him while they were filming a scene that involved a knife. Halle Berry is constantly injured on set and has broken bones during many film shoots. If you're a producer thinking about hiring Halle Berry, you should get a lot of production insurance because this tiny, hot woman gets hurt a lot on set. Berry told the Irish Times, "Here's the truth, I'm always getting injured. Little injuries." Most recently, she experienced scores of them on the set of her directorial debut, Bruised, in which she stars as a disgraced MMA fighter. "Even in my training, I broke a couple of toes before I even met Valentina Shevchenko. Damn, my finger got out the socket, and my trainer had to jam it back in place, so there are things that happen in training." She also broke 2 of her ribs on the second day of filming Bruised. In 2012, Berry was performing a fight scene with a stuntman on the set of The Call when her head was slammed into a concrete floor, knocking her out. She was taken to the hospital and checked out, and diagnosed with a minor head injury. She also broke her foot and arm, and sustained a bruised eye on the set of Catwoman. She also broke her right foot while on location in Mallorca, Spain, for Cloud Atlas. Production was halted for over 2 weeks while she healed. She then re-injured her foot shooting a scene when she slipped off a rock. On the set of Gothica, Robert Downey Jr. twisted Barry's arm the wrong way and it snapped. She also got a shard of glass in her eye on the set of Die Another Day. Stephen Amell broke his back while filming heels performing a risky wrestling move. Back in 2020, Stephen Amell sustained a back injury while filming the Starz wrestling drama Heels. The actor explained that while performing a wrestling move known as the coast to coast, which involves leaping off the top rope from one side of the ring to the other, he didn't like how the first take turned out. When he requested to do a second take, that's when the accident took place. He said, "I fractured my T10 and L1, compression fracture. I broke my F-King back, I landed straight up and down, and it was one of those injuries that was incredibly painful. I think it was a shock to my system, and everything around that area seized up. And for like 24 hours, I had a lot of difficulty getting a full breath in. And then, miraculously, it was like those muscles relaxed, and this happened on a Wednesday maybe. And I spent Wednesday night in the hospital, but I was home on Thursday. I was back at work on Monday." His time on Heels has been far from smooth sailing, and the star revealed that he had contracted COVID-19 while shooting. Thankfully, he has since made a full recovery. Cera got a concussion while filming a fight scene in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. In one of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World's most memorable scenes, Chris Evans plays A-list actor, skateboarder, and all-around jerk Lucas Lee, one of the 7 evil exes that the titular hero must defeat in order to date Mary Elizabeth Winstead's Ramona Flowers. The scene is as absurd as the rest of the film, but what we see on screen is nothing compared to the ordeal Cera went through to obtain the footage needed for the final cut. He told Entertainment Weekly that the stunts in that scene were particularly harsh. "It was freezing when we were shooting that fight with Chris Evans all through the night. There was this moment where I get hit over the head with a skateboard, which was supposed to explode on impact. They build this skateboard out of balsa wood. I'm wearing a helmet under my hat. But this thing would not break. We did like 5 takes of me just getting hit over the head full force in an effort to make it explode. I felt myself getting a concussion. After 5 takes of that, I said to Edgar, I don't think I can do this anymore. They did it with a CG effect in the end." Matt LeBlanc dislocated his shoulder during an iconic Friends episode. While filming the Friends episode, The One Where No One's Ready, Matt LeBlanc dislocated his shoulder. The injury happened during a scene where Joey and Chandler raced to sit in a chair. LeBlanc attempted to leap over a coffee table but fell awkwardly, landing upside down and using his arm to break his fall, which resulted in a serious shoulder injury. He later explained that the stunt wasn't dangerous on paper, but it still led to the painful injury. He told Jimmy Kimmel Live, "I did a few episodes in a sling, and they wrote it into the show as Joey was jumping on the bed. Hollywood may look glamorous, but as you've just seen, it can hurt." If these real-life injuries shocked you, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories you won't believe actually happened. Got a favorite injury story or one we missed? Drop it in the comments. We're always digging for more insane facts. Thanks for watching, and remember, not all heroes wear capes, some wear casts.